Hello to everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're just gonna see how easily we could install Python on our system. So without further, let's do this. The first step, we're just gonna open our browser and search Python. The first website that we see, which it has the domain of python.org, is Python's official website. Here we can see some different options like getting started, download, documents, jobs, events, news, success stories, access into the big and vast community of Python, the Python documentation, frequently asked questions, for example, is the stuff of the options of documentation about the Python. And we're just gonna go through the downloads part as we are just gonna install Python. You can just directly click on this and you can see that the Python is just gonna be downloaded for you. But in another way, you can just click on the downloads. If you have the Windows, you can just click on here, and if you have macOS or other platforms, you can access them through this. For example, here we have Python for iPadOS, for AIX, for Solaris, and different stuff. As I'm a Windows user, I'm just gonna click on this, and here we can see all of the versions available and outdated or maybe pre-released versions of Python. On the right side of the page we have pre-releases, which is based right now up to today is for the Python 3.13, which is just going to be launched on the October 1st of 2024. And here we can see and access stable releases, which I'm just gonna only download the latest Python release, which is 3.12.7 up to today, and this is the available version, and this is the stable version up to today. In the future, if you're just gonna see this video, the version is just gonna be different. I suggest you to download the latest and a stable version. So here it has different file versions. You can access the operating system. As I'm a Windows user, here is the part for Windows. And here we can just select which type of file we want to download. And I'm just going to go through the Windows installer 64-bit as it is based and it is suitable for my system. And we're just going to wait that the file it is downloaded. And as the file it is downloaded, I'm just going to open the downloaded file. Okay, so I just opened the downloaded file, and this is the first view that we're just gonna face as the first picture of installing Python on your system. So here we can see that this is the version of system that I'm using for installing Python on it. This is the version of Python. And as the first suggestion, I'm just gonna tell you guys to click and select this button to add python.exe to the path of your system. As this action is done, it's just going to access your system path to the Python execution processes. So you can just have a simple and fast installation of Python, which is just going to install Python, ideally Pip and documentations, and create a shortcut and file associations. And in another way, you can just customize your installation, which I'm just gonna do it. So here we can see we have some optional features like documentations, Pip, ideally, Python test suite, Python launcher, and this button is just gonna launch Python for all of the users using this system, which I'm just gonna suggest to select all of the available options. I'm just gonna go for the next. Here you can see the advanced options. So I only have one user on my system, but if another person is just gonna be using my system, I'm just gonna access them to another users to use my Python version. This is just gonna access them to the installed Python on the system, not other stuff and files. And I'm just gonna download the debugging symbols, which could be useful. And I'm just gonna download the debug binaries. And here you can just browse and search the place for the location of the file that you just wanna Python to be installed. So I suggest you to install it on your C driver and in the programs file folder with the Python version name. I'm just gonna click on install, and we're just gonna wait that the Python it is installed on my system. So the installation of Python was successful on my system. And for checking if the Python is installed correctly on my system and to check the version of Python, I'm just gonna open my command prompt or CMD, and I'm just gonna type Python space -- version to check the Python version and to see if Python is available on my system. And another thing that you have to do is to check your pip version. You're just gonna type pip -- version to check if the pip it is installed on your system. This is the path of the pip which it is installed. And be sure to check the pip version to just check the pip it is stayed in the latest version, and you have pip on your system, which it is essential, and you have to have the pip for installing another packages and another extensions to integrate with Python for you. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys found it useful. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I wish you guys the greatest time. Stay tuned.